Alright, g'day, hi, and welcome. First off, let's look at my beautiful rifle here. I know the lighting's bad down here, it's always bad down here, but this is going to be more of a talking video anyway, and you know, you get to see this thing out in the nice sunshine, probably in about a week or two. It's in my reloading process now. Tons of brass. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. When I say tons of brass, I probably got about 100 pounds of brass here to go through. I don't know, well, that pail right there, I don't know how much of it's going to be 308, but that pail weighs about 30-40 pounds right there. Those, well, yeah, maybe, okay, maybe I got like 50 pounds of brass. I don't know what I got. I got lots of brass. So anyway, today's video will be about the perfect doomer rifle kind of thing, what somebody should get. The easy answer for most people is get an AR-15 or an AK-47. Bottom line, get an AR-15 platform or a AK-47. Done. There you go. End of the video. But what if you can't buy those in your country right now? Right now we got a bit of a thing going on with you know, the coronavirus and all that. Hopefully it doesn't demonetize the video, but anyway, you get the idea. And a lot of people are panic buying rifles as we speak, ammo, rifles, everything. So I'm kind of more of the type of person, you got what you got. Now, what you're looking at here is my Savage Model 10T, aka the Teepublic. The reason why I call it the Teepublic is, number one, this thing's a tack driver. Its average 3-shot group is, out of 16 groups, was 0.49 of an MOA. Its best 3-shot group ever was 0.304 times 3. Its best average 5-shot groups are 0.998. So this is a sub MOA rifle out of 16. Every time I do a load testing or whatever, the worst group I've ever shot out of this rifle was maybe not quite 1.5 MOA, but somewhere around there. I haven't shot a 2-inch group yet at any distance, not even at 200 yards. This rifle, pretty much anything you feed into it, it likes. It just likes to go bang. But this rifle isn't the best doomsday rifle for most people. Why? It's too heavy. That's why I call it the pig part of it. The tactic part of it is that it's a tack driver. I literally will be setting up when I get like ready for competition shooting, which might be a while. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out this year, but if I can, I will. And basically I want to set up thumbtacks on at 100 yards and shoot them, and on the end, just to show you that this thing is literally a tack driver. The other thing is that it's a 11, maybe you're looking at about 11 or 12 pounds right there. I'd have to weigh it again, but it's probably about 11 or 12 pounds. That's the pig part of it. And plus it's a target rifle with a 24-inch barrel, so long range shooting, no problem. Target shooting, absolutely. Is it a competitive rifle? It's a good beginner pet. If you had a 50 powered scope on there, I have no doubt this thing would shoot in the 3s quite regularly, 5-shot groups. You'd be putting bullet hole into bullet. As good as you can shoot, this thing can shoot better. It's a great rifle, and the prices of them are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can still buy them up here in Canada for about 650 bucks, you know, and there's a couple of variants, the more tactical one, whatever, and they got a newer version now with the AccuStock, which is, I mean, you know, I traded for that. Well, I'd like to just trade the stocks. I did too much testing on this thing to give up on it yet. But that there, if you could get then you wouldn't have to do stuff like this. This stock was the worst, but that's what kept it cheap, right? But this is gold. Savage did a great job with this machine. But the point is that it's too heavy for the average person. It looks cool and stuff like that. In fact, the best thing for most people will be your regular deer hunting rifle with a regular contour barrel. Not a pencil barrel. Pencil barrel will do you no good, but like a medium contour barrel with a 4-round, 5-round, whatever you can squeeze in the mag, floor plate. That's going to be best for most people for many reasons. Number one, it's not that the rifle's rate of fire. That's not really what you're looking at. What you're looking at is the fact that you could drop a caribou, moose, deer, elk. There's pretty much no animal on the planet I can't kill with this thing with a well-placed shot. So you can feed yourself with it, right? The second is, it's simple. You know what I mean? You grab a bag of ammo and you grab the rifle and you go. You don't have to mess around with magazines. You don't have to mess around all that stuff. And most people are not trained well enough to be good with stuff like that. I see a lot of guys, they buy the semi-automatic rifles, and they're like, oh, those things are jam-o-matic, it's no good, and all that. And you watch how they feed in the magazines, and look, the magazine's always popping out the bottom, and they don't know what they're doing. And you see a lot of people like that. They don't know, right? So this, anybody can know. Anybody can make this function. But something like this is too heavy for most people. I mean, this is kind of like, I'm not going to say it's the king of bolt guns, but this is more for the serious shooter who wants to put a lot of rounds down range and still have a barrel left at the end of it, right? I mean, you can shoot 100-round days out of this and not hurt the barrel if you do it at a, like a moderate pace. But you can compete with this type of rifle. That's what it was designed to do. What it wasn't designed to do was be the Doomer rifle. It's really barrel heavy. It's like it feels like you got like a 5-year-old swinging off the end of the barrel when you're trying to shoot with it. So most people, unless they walk around with it on a daily basis like I do, technically this is a part of my job as a trapper. You know what I mean? I carry this thing around, wolf repellent, that type of thing. I haven't gotten any this year, but I got like 2 days left to get one. But I don't know if I'm going to have time for it this year. But you guys saw me carrying around on the trap line and stuff like that. And all that stuff. But it doesn't shoulder easy. Anything that doesn't shoulder easy, whether it's a semi-auto, whether it's a bolt gun, whether it's a shotgun, whatever, you're not going to shoot it well if you're not trained up on it. And right now, if you're one of those last-minute panic buyers, this is the rifle I would actually advise you to stay away from. It's too advanced for you. Not advanced in the sense of how it functions, but too advanced in the sense of if you don't have the steady hand to offhand shoot, if you don't already have those marksmanship skills, offhand shooting this thing, you'll be lucky if you hit something 10 feet from you. You'll be shooting into the ground because you won't be able to hold the barrel up. It's a very heavy rifle for holding at distance. I mean, I'm talking 200-300 yard shots. Even 50-yard shots are going to be, like, if you can't hit a pop can with this offhand shooting at 50 yards, you're going to have a hard time with it. And not only that, can you shoot pop can after pop can after pop can after pop can? Can you shoot 100 pop cans in a row with this thing standing up? If you can't do that, it's not the rifle for you. I can do stuff like that. I just don't have the budget to do it. But I could do that because I carry this rifle around a lot. I'm used to its poor balance. And I'm not dissing the rifle. The balance isn't poor. It's designed as a target rifle. It needs to be barrel heavy to keep the muzzle jump down. And if you think you're going to be on the bipod all the time in a doom situation, you're probably not. You're going to be probably running for your life. So that's just something I would say, go with the regular hunting rifle, just because, I mean, we don't know. We live in interesting times. Anything can happen. But something that's easy, that's going to last a long time. You're not going to be losing magazines. Everything, you just keep the whole rifle together. Parts aren't going to be falling off it as easy because there's hardly any moving points on it. When you get into semi-autos, you got a lot of moving parts, and things break, things fall apart, whatever. So I recommend like your regular deer hunting rifle, like with a medium contour barrel, and a 3x9 scope on it. Something you can. I leave this in, when I'm on the range, it's on 20 power all the time. When I'm out hunting with it, it's on 6.5 power all the time. Why? Because it just, otherwise you wouldn't be able to find your target at 20. Like, it's too zoomed in, It's a great scope on there, don't get me wrong. It's just a Berska 3 to 9, 3 to 9, 6.5 to 20. It's a good low light scope. That's one thing I really like about it. But I would recommend a 3x9, good and low light, good hunting. Trust me, you can shoot 1,000 yards with a 3x9 if you know what you're doing. That kind of stuff. So I would recommend a simpler rifle for most people that are panic buying right now. I know everybody wants the complicated rifles, the AR-15s, the AKs. Up here in Canada, we can get them, but number one, you're going to be lucky if you can find a semi-auto left on the shelf in about 2 weeks, if the stores are even open, you know what I mean? So right now, if you got what you got, if you already got a hunting rifle in your gun locker, how much time do I got left here? I'll just wrap up. Just practice reloading and unloading. If you got snap caps, do it. If you obviously don't load and unload your rifles in the house, that's just stupid. But practice your loading and unloading. Yeah, loading, reloading, unloading, dry fire practice, that kind of stuff. Practice dry fire run and gun with one of these. Practice what I call tactic squirrel drills, where you go out no ammo whatsoever, and you just see if you can keep your bead on a squirrel to see if you can get him while he's running around the branches. You'd be surprised how fun that is, and you'd be surprised how hard that is. And that's probably going to be more realistic to what you might actually encounter in the worst case scenario. So anyway, just something that I thought was, hopefully it won't get the channel banned, but gonna have to wrap up the video, because if not, it's going to splice. But there you go. That's what I recommend. The simplest rifle you could possibly buy is your regular deer hunting rifle, and it's probably the best buy for most people. With a 3x9, get yourself a good strap and just learn how to load it and unload it quickly. And I'll do more videos on that stuff a little later on. All right, there you go.